So it is time to go over the Packers versus Vikings final injury report that came out yesterday evening. So I want to go over all of the players and the designations for both the Packers as well as the Vikings. And I will also go over all of the guys who are still on the COVID list for both the Packers and the Vikings. So starting off with the Packers, the biggest news this week was the fact that Jaire Alexander was activated to the 53-man roster, which means the Packers at some point could decide to start playing him. So at least it's moving in the right direction. We still don't know when he's going to play, and as you can see right here, he is not going to be playing in this game coming in on Sunday with that shoulder injury. His designation for this game is going to be out. So he still has been a limited participant in practice, which is good to see that he is practicing, but we still just have no idea when he's going to be back, and I would like to say hopefully it's next week or the next week, but at the same time, honestly, right now it's just guessing, so hopefully we see him out there sometime soon. Then, of course, another guy who has been injured the entire season. It's been a little over a year now. I think it was Friday was exactly a year, sometime soon. David Bakhtiari still with that ACL knee injury, hasn't been practicing at all, and he is once again going to be out, which is unfortunate. Luckily, the Packers have held up pretty well when it comes to their depth. They've been able to, at least get the job done, even though we're without basically our entire, starting offensive line. Then moving on, this is some good news. Dominic Dafney doesn't have an injury designation going in this game, which is good news considering Mercedes Lewis is on the COVID reserve list, at least at this moment, the time I'm filming this. So is Tyler Davis as well. So at least maybe he will be ready to go. It seems he will be ready to go. And then Aaron Jones, once again, still sort of dealing with that knee injury. He was limited all week, but he is going to be good to go in this one. And then Tyler Lancaster is questionable coming into this game on Sunday with a back injury. We'll have to see if he's able to go. Clearly, I think for the Packers this week, the biggest thing is to stop Dalvin Cook, especially with Kirk Cousins being on the COVID list for the Vikings. That is going to be, the biggest task. Luckily, Kenny Clark is in there now after missing a game a couple games ago. But hopefully Tyler Lancaster will be able to go here because currently at this moment, Kingsley Keke, other defensive lineman, is also on the COVID reserve list. So we'll see what happens there with Tyler Lancaster. And then Aaron Rodgers still, of course, dealing with his toe injury. He was actually limited on Friday, so it's good to see he did practice on Friday, so that maybe that means his toe is slowly healing up. And then finally, Billy Turner, still not practicing at all with that knee injury. He is still going to be out. So for the Packers, this week we could secure the number 1 seed, which I think could be good just because it gives us the ability to rest some of these guys like Aaron Rodgers, allow him to rest his toe for a couple weeks, before coming to the playoffs. The thing is, the Packers would have to win this game versus the Vikings, and then the Cowboys would have to lose to the Cardinals. So it is possible, but we will see if that happens or if it doesn't happen. The thing is with a few of these guys, like Jaire Alexander, like David Bakhtiari, we just don't know exactly when they are going to be ready, and lots of people have talked about, well, wouldn't it be better if, they do come in and play at least one game before they have to be thrown into the playoffs, just because if you haven't played in months and months and you come in, maybe you'll be a little rusty. So I understand that perspective. The thing is, we don't exactly know how close Jaire is to actually playing. It is a good sign that he was, he has been practicing, but still at the same time, I have no idea when Jaire is going to play. And then for David Bakhtiari, I'm hoping he's going to play eventually, but up to this point, he hasn't. So we'll see if he plays or doesn't play the rest of the season. So it's definitely something to continue to keep an eye on. Then moving on to the Packers, for everyone who's currently on the COVID reserve list, Corey Bojorquez, Packers punter, still is on the COVID reserve list. And the Packers did work out a punter yesterday, but nothing has happened there. So the Packers haven't signed a punter, at least up to this point. I'm guessing the Packers will make some kind of moves maybe this afternoon after I film this video, potentially. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe, though, that means that if the Packers haven't signed another punter up to this point, maybe they think Corey Bojorquez is going to be ready to go, unless there's some other random guy on this Packers roster that can punt the ball. You'd have to think someone out there can punt the ball on our team besides a punter. Maybe not, though, because they don't practice that. But I saw other people suggesting maybe Pat McAfee should come in here and punt. That would be fun. That would be exciting to see, definitely. But we will see with Corey Bojorquez whether the Packers decide to come in, maybe sign a punter this afternoon. We will see what happens there. Then other guys who are currently still on the COVID reserve list for the Packers, we have Ben Braden, Oren Burks, Tyler Davis, Kingsley Keke, Mercedes Lewis, Chauncey Rivers, who is also on the IR, Amari Rodgers, and then also Ty Summers. But I'm guessing a few of these guys will likely be able to play in the game tomorrow, but we haven't had any more news about these guys. Now moving on to the Vikings and their injury report coming into this game. So as you can see right here, the only guys with injury designations for them is Tyler Conklin, their tight end, questionable coming to this game with a hamstring injury. He did fully participate at practice though on Friday. And then we have Cameron Dantzler, cornerback, calf injury. Didn't practice on Friday or Thursday, and he is doubtful coming to this one. And then Michael Pierce, defensive tackle, had an illness, and he is questionable coming to this game. And then Chaz Surratt, linebacker, questionable coming into this game. And then, of course, I think the biggest news has been the fact that Kirk Cousins is on the COVID list. He will not be playing. And Sean Mannion, if that's how you say it, is going to be starting in his place. And I talked about in my preview video yesterday, which I'll leave linked in the description down below if you haven't seen that one yet. But his last time he played, I think, was 2019, and his season stats for that year were like 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a 57 rating. So he hasn't looked very promising or very good, and this is going to be a game that it's predicted to be in the single digits. So I do think the Vikings are going to rely a lot on the run and Dalvin Cook. So hopefully the Packers figure out how to stop him, because the past few weeks the Packers definitely have been weak when it comes to stopping the run. So the other few guys who are on the COVID list, at least at this moment I'm filming this could change in the next few hours depending on news that comes out. So if you're watching this later, things could have changed. But currently, we have Kirk Cousins on the COVID list for them. Patrick Jones, the second defensive end. Oh, this name is hard. Elisa Mekaoda, guard. He's on the COVID list. And then Nick Vigil, linebacker, also on the COVID list. So those are all of the injury updates, all the injury reports, and the COVID reserve list for both the Packers and the Vikings coming into this game. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I put up daily Packers content, news, updates, rumors. So if you would like to see more of this, feel free to subscribe and also drop a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.